Welcome everyone to the final round of the National Under-7 Championship 2026. It's taking place in Nagpur and we have two amazing young talents on our screen. Myra Rathod, the girl with the white pieces, opens with pawn to e4. She's on 7 out of 8. This is the final round and her opponent with black pieces, Liyaa Krishnan from Maharashtra, is on 8 out of 8. Myra is from Punjab. E4, E5, knight to F3 played, and Liyaa goes knight to C6. Myra has played this tournament quite well to reach 7 out of 8, but Liyaa has been absolutely invincible. 8 wins in a row. That's crazy. She needs just a draw to become a champion. We have the Scotch opening. Will she take back on d4 with the knight? No, she plays the Scotch gambit with bishop c4. Always exciting to see the young talents because they are fearless. They play exciting openings. Bishop c5 played. One of the other main moves is knight f6, but bishop c5 and now pawn to c3. A very interesting move because if you take d takes c3, then bishop f7, king f7, queen d5 and you lose the bishop. So that's the reason why knight f6 is played to attack this pawn, and now e5 is the main move. If you take cd, I have check. So e5 played here by Myra. She knows her openings, yeah. And Liyaa plays d5. Very nice move. If you take here, I take here, fg7, rook g8. This is playable. And now Liyaa goes e takes d6. Sorry, Myra goes e takes d6. That's a mistake because bishop b5 was the best move here. Knight e4, cd4, and this is played often. But e takes d6 allows Liyaa to actually get an opening advantage because black was a pawn up, and queen takes d6. Great move by Liyaa. Okay, so Myra has a pawn less, but she castles and she's hoping that this slight edge of lead in development can give her a check, but I think black can simply castle as well. I mean, black can also go bishop e6 and long castle, but Liyaa says, okay, it's final round, the championship is on the line, let me just castle here. Okay. Myra takes on d4, c takes d4 taken, and now knight takes d4 is possible. I like how she's thinking here, and she does go for the knight, captures it, knight takes d4. Okay, what is the next move? Because bishop g4 is an idea. So she takes on d4. Now taking with the queen is possible, but it's slightly less better than bishop takes, because with the bishop so firmly placed in the center, it would give black a nice position. She takes it, bishop takes, well done. And notice, if you play knight c3, then there are possibilities of bishop f2 if, oh, the queen is defended, so rook f2 is possible. Yeah, so knight c3, good move here by Myra. Now look at this, the queen is looking here, knight g4 is possible to attack this pawn. I wonder if Liyaa will see it and play it actually. And she's going for the knight. She plays it, knight g4. Excellent. There's a mate in one threatened. And if you play g3, now look at this tactic. Knight takes, rook takes, and bishop takes, king takes, and queen c5. You win the bishop. But instead, Liyaa comes back, knight f6. She misses that small opportunity, that small tactical opportunity that was there in the position. Now, okay, knight b5, you would love to play it, but there's bishop takes f2. If rook takes f2, queen is hanging, otherwise king takes f2, there is queen c5, there's queen d4. You have to play queen c6. Oh my goodness. It's just very difficult because here you have bishop h3 and such moves. I mean, that's very difficult to play. But instead of knight b5, she plays bishop e3. Maybe knight b5 should have been tried, yeah? Takes, pawn takes e3. But maybe better was to first take, bishop takes, rook takes, pawn takes, and then knight d5. And white has some hopes in this position. But after takes, now Liyaa is clearly better. She goes queen c6. I love how she wants to keep the queens on the board. I love how she wants to fight in spite of being a point ahead of the field. These are the qualities of a champion. Bishop d3. And now the light squares are terribly weakened. So you can go bishop h3. Yes, she plays it and threatens a mate in one with queen g2. So rook to f2 has to be played, yes. And now rook a d8. Get the rook into the game. But Liyaa goes for the knight g4. And she attacks the rook. Okay, the rook has to move rook e2. But Myra says, oh, I can go bishop e4. But that's a mistake. Because now knight takes f2 attacks the queen. So while you take a queen, I'll also take a queen. Black is already a pawn up in the position. And now gets an exchange. Knight f2. Did not miss it. Did not miss it at all. Bishop takes queen. We have knight takes queen and the king falls over. King is placed back. And now if you take on b7, I'll play just rook b8. So rook takes d1. And Liyaa can simply take on c6. She takes on c6 and notice that right now she is an entire rook down. Rook d4. And now she can quickly start playing rook a d8. I'm actually very curious and interested to see how Liyaa will do in the next few years. She shows to the camera that she's going to win this game already, even before it's over. That's very interesting. You know, under-7 nationals always shows you interesting moments from these young players. Rook d2. Myra takes another pawn. Rook takes c6. Maybe it's time to get another piece into the game with rook d8. She first gives a check. King h1. Because if you went king f1, then there would have been a discovered check. So rook f2. What a nice move. Threatening mate here. A forced mate. And so knight e2, because if you give a check, I want to play knight g1. So she can take here now on e2, threatening another mate. So rook c1 needs to come back. She goes king g1. But now you can even go another check. But the best move is rook d8. Get your final piece into the game, and Liyaa finds it. Rook c1. Check. She's suddenly starting to move quickly. King h1. And now not worrying about your back rank because no piece can get to it. Rook d d2. So if rook takes c7, I have a checkmate. So rook d1, and now check, check, and mate. Ah, that's the mate there. It's mate in 2 now. You can bring the other rook here. Check, king f1, and finally rook h1 checkmate would end the tournament with 9 out of 9 for Liyaa Krishnan. That is impressive. Checkmate there, and she calls the arbiter there. And Myra, well, she tried to fight hard, but Liyaa was playing great chess, and Liyaa actually gained a lot of rating points, close to 60 points from this tournament, and I'm actually going to keep an eye on this girl as her journey progresses. 9 out of 9 winning any national championships, never easy. This goes to show she is a very, very strong player.